If you talk ghee roast anywhere outside of Mangalore, they'll give you a dosa. You order a ghee roast in Mysore, you order a ghee roast in any other city in Karnataka, they'll give you a dosa, they'll give you a ghee roast dosa. But you come to Mangalore and you ask for a ghee roast, they'll be like chicken, seafood, veg, which one do you want? If you've seen ghee roast, it's very robust. It's got color, it's got taste, it's got smell, it's got everything. So I have a feeling that it's a dish that's pleasing to all your senses, to your olfactory, your seeing, your visual, also the sizzle of the ghee when it's brought onto your table. Also you hear it, and when you touch it, the texture, you feel it. So I think it's for the punch indriya, a dish that is probably that's ghee roast for me. Take the history of ghee roast, you can see actually three women prominently who are like the harbingers of this entire product. For example, you see it through Prabhavati Shetty, the history, who started the entire, she was like the inventor. And then you see Komal Prabhu. For a Mangalorean, I think Komal Prabhu has beaten, these ghee roast people in their own game by creating her own invention. Yet, it's quite unique as well as it's, quite authentic as well. And then you see this Shriya Shetty. She's always famous for taking ghee roast from here and, feeding it to the world. So we see, ghee roast in probably three different episodes through these women. So ghee roast was a creation of a restaurant. So it's basically a restaurant dish more than a cuisine, a part of the cuisine. The traditional food of Mangalorean homes. It was created in a restaurant, but so what? Some of the best dishes have come out of restaurants, and that's why we go out and eat because we want things that we don't make at home generally. It was created in this restaurant called Shetty Lunch Home, which is in Kundapur, maybe 60-70 years ago. And it was such a great creation that I think everybody now knows how obsessed everyone is, from Mangaloreans to non-Mangaloreans. Whoever comes here, ghee roast is on their bucket list. It's like number one on their bucket list at any given point. So yeah, it definitely was invented there, and now it's been made all across the world. So I'm Chef Shriya Shetty. I'm the founder of Buttercream Co., which is short. We call it Buko now. It's an artisanal bakery and cafe in Mangalore. I also run a company called Pumpkin's Hospitality along with my partner Varun. And our main part of our work is research on Karnataka and Mangalorean cuisine. So we basically document research and then cook it and showcase it across the country through various pop-ups.
I'm Komal Prabhu from Maharaja Family Restaurant. I'm the co-proprietress. My husband Subarna Prabhu and me are partners of Maharaja. Ghee roast, we have different types of ghee roast, not only a chicken ghee roast. Our prawns ghee roast is famous, crab ghee roast is famous, Then we have squid, we have everything under the sun is made into a ghee roast. But generally it is the seafood and the chicken. We have mutton also. It was from a Shetty community that this, because ghee and chilies are royal things that have, which couldn't be afforded by a common man. So it was originated, I heard from my elders, it was originated from a Shetty community. But today, all the restaurateurs want to do it their way of ghee roast.
Hi, this is my wife Uma Shetty. She is the granddaughter of late Tejappa Shetty and Prabhavati Shetty.
So basically, ghee roast is my grandmother's recipe. She experimented with, our basic, Kundapur chicken curry, sukka is our bunt style of dishes. So she was trying out something new. So, and then, biryani and all was, Mughlai dish was not basically there here. So, she was trying to learn on that and trying to cook. So, she was in the kitchen all by herself, and the outside portion was taken care of my grandfather.
It's like an emotion for people here. It is no longer just a dish. They are super proud.
Initially, we used to get butter, the buffalo butters, and then we used to make ghee at our own place, my granny, my mother, and all that. Now you get good qualities of ghees also. So yes, we prefer, now we prefer the ready-made ghees and all that.
The smell of the cow ghee is much more than the buffalo. So the smell of the ghee is very important for a toss of the authentic ghee roast. Somebody who puts onion, capsicum, that will not work. But if it's an authentic, when the plate is coming out, you need to get that smell. And that smell, it only makes difference.
I think we love our ghee, we love our chilies, we love our meat. And this is like that holy trifecta, But bunts, that is the Shetties, are the Punjabis of the south. Yeah. We love ghee in everything. Like, kuch bhi de do, ghee dal do, we will eat it. So we love our rich food, we love it. So, I mean, they've created something that when you eat it, you can taste only ghee. Yeah. So, obviously you get obsessed with it.
North, south, east, west, ghee is something that everybody wants to consume.
There are just two main ingredients in a ghee roast, which is the ghee and the Byadgi chilies that we use. The Byadgi chilies we use because that is the chili that we use in general in our cooking here. It comes from a village called Byadgi in Karnataka, and it is this beautifully robust red color, medium spicy, long chili that you get, and it tastes so good with everything. It's got a smoky flavor of its own, so it gives you this amazing red color also, like a Kashmiri, but it is not as spicy as all the other chilies that you get, like a Guntur chili or a Gundu chili or anything like that.
See, Byadgi chili is, it gives you the color, and it's on a less spicier when it's compared to your Guntur or any other chilies, your red chilies. So that's one reason why we use this Byadgi chili, so that though it's red and rich in color, it's not that spicy and it can be had by everyone.
See, Kashmiri chilies बोला तो कश्मीर से नहीं आता है. Okay. Again, I'm telling you, people have named the chilies. There are different shapes of chilies that have come in the market, and people have named it Kashmiri, Byadgi, Ramanad, Yenad, Wonad. As you go from here to a different distant place, their same chilies are named differently. As you go to the north, it is named differently. Dabba, Dabbi, Gol, Patol. So don't label the chilies. Chilies are not important. The person curating the ghee roast is very, very important. What chili you want to use is a chef's work.
As a chef, I've tried so many types of chilies, but I think the Byadgi is the most well-rounded chili there is. It's not too spicy, it's not too mild. You know, it gives you a beautiful color, it has a smoky flavor. And I'm sure, I can't speak for them, but I'm sure when the dish was being created also, the Byadgi was used for the exact same reason, that it was available.
Austin, where did you keep that bowl when we made that soji noodles?
Hi, my name is Nitish Damodar.
My name is Sudhakar Naik,
I'm presently working as assistant professor in Vaksha, Manipal.
and I'm working as an assistant professor in Welcome Group Graduate School of Hotel Administration.
I'm a chef by passion and teacher by profession.
And I've been here from past 8 years.
And the ingredients what is used in a ghee roast is a bad ghee chili, it might be or some coriander or peppercorns. The ingredients what we see in a ghee roast was typically the ingredients what was there in and around our home.
Because 60-70 years ago, you didn't have Amazon and Swiggy Genie to call something from a different state or anything. You used things that were growing in your backyard. And Mangalorean food is backyard cooking.
See, I am a GSB and our roots are from Kashmir. So I have visited Kashmir a couple of times. Kashmir doesn't produce that much amount of Kashmiri chilies. Now there are a lot of packaging which sells Kashmiri chili powder. Around 70% of those are a blend of 10% of Kashmiri chili and 90% of bad ghee. The composition is similar in terms of especially color, right? Even though they say that it is packed as Kashmiri chili powder, but it's a blend of various different chilies. In that majorly bad ghee is used, right? Kashmiri chili is much more larger in size compared to bad ghee. The seeds are much more larger. If Kashmiri chili is used for making ghee roast, the texture of it is much more thicker or grainier compared to the bad ghee ones. And usually in a hotel, when they use Kashmiri chili, the seed are always discarded, because if you make a paste of a Kashmiri chili with the seed, it gives a very very coarse texture which is not ideal for cooking dishes out of it. So Kashmiri chili should not be used for making ghee roast. It should be always a bad ghee.
So ghee roast is part of this land because it uses ingredients that grow in this land. That's all. Even though it is a dish that was created in a restaurant, but it is very much part of our culture now, because I don't have to call for Kashmiri chilies to make ghee roast. I use bad ghee.
The usage of the ingredients what you see, it might be a ghee which is made out of a buffalo. Buffaloes are used very much widely in farming over here, and that ghee, or else the use of bad ghee chilies, or else the use of peppercorns, right? Peppercorns are very much used in the regions of Kundapur more compared to Udupi and Mangalore. In Udupi and Mangalore, yes, we do use in each and every preparations. But if you see typical Kundapur preparation, the use of peppercorns are too much over there, right? So strongly I can say that, from the regions of Udupi and Dakshin Kannada, that's what.
So we basically soak the bad ghee chili, and then we have your ginger, garlic and all other ingredients what we put into it. So you have to grind it into a smooth paste, and then we boil the chicken. On the other hand, we boil the chicken, and it's not fully boiled, it's just half boiled chicken. And then we have our, you take a kadai and you add ghee to it, take the required masala and start sauteing it. So once you feel it's almost half done, we add this half cooked chicken to it, and then we saute it again. So once we start sauteing till the masala is cooked well, we have to keep sauteing by adding little by little ghee. So for us, approximately for 750 to 800 grams, we need around 200 grams of ghee.
Then I used to take, cashew nut also, right? Cashew was one of the prominent growing over in this region.
The ghee roast has a very small amount of cashews that go into the paste. That is to give it, when you eat a ghee roast, there is that light creaminess that comes to it. Like there's that moorishness that you want that comes through the cashews or the poppy seeds or some nut that has gone into it.
When we include poppy seeds or the cashew nuts in this masalas or paste, when we cook it with the fat, it will give a more of a thickening agent also, right? You take a chilies, you ground into a paste, you just paste and cook it. It will give a texture, but if you take along with that little bit of a cashew nut also, it will give a more of thickness and more of a texture. So ingredients and the quality of ingredients plays a very, very important role.
The ground paste has to be mixed with the chicken and boiled to a level of softness. Then only the person who is consuming will feel nice to eat, because the meat has to leave its flakes and take the masala in, because it's a starter, it doesn't have much of gravy. So the slow process of the masala going into the flakes of the meat is very, very important.
So food, cuisine in general, was about sustainability since the beginning. Now the whole trend of importing things and making sure you have this ingredient, that ingredient. But if 7 years of research has taught me one thing, it is that the indigenous ingredients of the land is what make the cuisine, it's not the recipes.
It's a simple dish made complex by today. It's a simple dish and a very long taking time of cooking, which has been complexed and made easier by people. Anything can be consumed as ghee roast now.
That feeling that you get when you eat that first bite of a chicken ghee roast, especially at Shetty's, obsessed. That is the dish that has a nostalgic memory for me, almost like the first dishes that I remember. Because my father used to tell me that the then Usha Hotel, that was one of the first that started ghee roast in Mangalore, after Kundapur of course, they used to take me as a child when I was like a toddler, and they would put me on the table, and my dad and mom would have ghee roast on the, over there. And that was like my first introduction to this entire world of ghee roast and Mangalorean cuisine and things like that.
"35 years back, There was ghee roast that was originated in Kundapur. There was a Shetty lunch home where I love to eat that ghee roast. And that was always my dream that someday I have to curate this thing.
The history of the restaurant started in 1923 by the name of Bantara Mattu Nadavara Uttada Mane in Kundapur. It's a small eatery where her great grandfather started by name Kadri Subbaya Shetty. He started a restaurant in that name. So it was a small eatery, and he had 3 children. So that her grandfather, late Tejappa Shetty, he took this legacy forward. So he started a restaurant along with his wife, Prabhavati Shetty, by the name Shetty Lancham in Kundapur. And later, grandparents came to Mangalore in 1973, and they started a restaurant by name Anupam. Anupam is our second brand. So gradually, in the same premises Anupam, we started a restaurant by name the same Shetty Lunchhome. So that's the original where it started. From Kadri Subbaya Shetty came to Tejappa Shetty. Tejappa Shetty started a restaurant by name Shetty Lunchhome and Anupam in Mangalore. And later, after his death, even after his wife's death, it continued with her parents, like Mohandas Shetty and his other 2 brothers, Ravindranath Shetty and Devdas Shetty. So all 3 are no more now. They had a sister by name Hemalata Rai. This Shetty Lancham Kundapur, when there was a partition, that went to Hemalata Rai, the daughter of Red Tejappa Shetty. So she was running the restaurant in Kundapur. Now presently, from past 8 years, she has given this restaurant, Kundapur restaurant, on lease to a different family. So they run a restaurant by name Kubera in Hebri. So they have 3-4 owner partners. So they are running this restaurant in Kundapur presently, but not with the family, because my aunt is in UK. She's not in the restaurant now. So recently we started another restaurant in Adyar, that is near Sahyadri College in Mangalore. This is a second branch from Mangalore. Honestly speaking, the late Tejappa Shetty and Prabhavati Shetty is, out of the granddaughters or grandchildren, she is the only one who is running the restaurant. So this entire brand is registered brand. This is registered. The Shetty Lancham has been registered. It's a registered brand. Trademark registration is with us only. So we don't want to have a hassle with some other people. Many people use this name, Shetty Lancham. Even day before yesterday, there's a restaurant started in Uchila near Udupi. They kept the same name, Shetty Lancham. In Udupi, there's Shetty Lancham. In Manipal, there's Shetty Lancham. In Kundapur, there's one Shetty Lancham. Even in outskirts of Mangalore, like Puttur, Sulli and all, they use this name because Shetty is a surname of Bund. So Lancham, they say, oh, this brand is doing well, let us keep a name. So till we send legal documents or legally, so let them use it, but we are not interested in that. So the people might know, they eat everywhere, and then they'll know exactly where the legacy started and where the legacy is continuing.
I have also been to Kundapur, taking 2 chefs from an international hotel chain from Vaksha. We have been to that kitchen, we have spoken to the cooks. The taste was not that ghee roast which used to be many years back.
I have a feeling that they're cashing on the brand name. Right now, they are a brand that is untouched. Shetty Lunchhome, you go anywhere, it's a brand that's, and people like, great stars have come and eaten. And I've heard that about 100 parcels used to be sent by air to US and other places, It was that kind of a demand that place has. And the prawns and all is super expensive. Like, they just, because they call it the seasonal price and they have a price that's,
Some of the comments that we were reading on some YouTube videos that are made in Shetty Lunchhome was that the Shetty Lunchhome ghee roast is very expensive.
Yeah, maybe because we are using one chicken for one ghee roast, actually whole chicken. natural chicken. We are not using liver and gizzard. Then whole chicken we are using. It's actually tender chicken. Yeah, it comes 10-12 pieces only. Yeah, fresh chicken we are using, and the ingredients you see this now actually you won't get much margin in that. Frankly speaking, the ingredients, everything is too costly, and ghee also too costly.
We cannot serve the entire whole ghee roast for you about 700-800 rupees where they charge in other places. Now, though the price have increased, the gas price, your everything has been increased. We have still not increased the price. We have kept it as 550 rupees only because the profit is very less. But we don't want to have a burden on our customers.
My name is Nagraj Pai. I used to travel searching for food, small joints and all. So that is how this idea struck me. I should do something of, a small kind of lunch home, a very economical, homely food. That's how I wanted to start up. Ghee roast is a dish that is not Machili has invented or something. We have not started. From childhood days, I've tasted ghee roast. So from the young days, I know what is it. But what we have done now is a little modification of it. So it is that the dish was always there. Little modification of it in the sense, taste-wise, maybe the quality of ingredients which we use, the ghee, the chilies which we use. So all this. I've made a small change, and people are liking it, and we are happy for that. First thing is people come here to have seafood, and ghee roast is the main dish they want to have. Especially we have this prawn ghee roast and de-shelled crab ghee roast. This normal crab, some people find it tough in the afternoon to have it. So we de-shell it and then we prepare this ghee roast and give it. So these are, and chicken ghee roast as well. So these three are the most moving dishes in Machili. I don't think we are. There's much difference between the Shetty ghee roast and us. But there are some places, these Chinese restaurants also try ghee roast. They add cashews and a lot of things. So I don't think that will taste good as well. So always you have to do, certain things which you're good at it.
Yeah.
Simply, a Chinese restaurant doing a ghee roast doesn't sound good as well.
Yeah.
That madam who did the ghee roast for the very first time made a recipe, and people started making a first copy or a second copy of it. What we make, I don't know what number of a copy, but it is a copy. It is not a. People call it authentic, but I don't. It is really unfair to say someone else's work as our work, and in your terminology, we will call it plagiarism.
Yeah.
So Mangalore is basically a middle class majority town, and I think that way ghee roast by Ideals was a landmark, a kind of a move by them to introduce ghee roast, because I remember when it was introduced, I think about 1.5-2 years ago, I saw every other story on my Instagram had a story of ghee roast. Jackfruit, ghee roast, ghee roast biryani, ghee roast pizza, ghee roast noodles, ghee roast Maggi. There was like umpteen number of things that came up, from Mangalorean homes when this ghee roast paste was introduced, which till then was only available in Maharaja, in Shetty lunch home and things like that. He has brought ghee roast masala to homes.
I'm Mukund Kamath from Ideal Ice Cream. I'm the proprietor and I'm the director of our Ideal Cafe. During COVID, ice cream business came to a standstill. Okay, so we were looking for other opportunities, what could explore. So there are many possibilities. So one of them was ghee roast. People were actually researching a different type of food that time, because being at home, the only entertainment was food. And there were a lot of people stranded in their rooms, and they didn't know what to do. So we thought we'll use this opportunity to start something. So difference between other paste and this one, this has added ghee in it and completely roasted. Okay.
It's a ready paste.
It's a ready paste, ready to use. So, okay. And even salt, everything is added. If you want to little add your according to palate, you can little change the salt and other items, but it's ready. So your making time is very less. It's the lowest time. It's in whatever available in market. You can make this paste fastest. That I can assure you. And zero ingredient. Like if one paste is required. Apart from it, nothing is required. That's our specialty. Yeah. So we can introduce our Mangalorean dish to the world. That was the idea. So you have a lot of items which is available everywhere. There is no point in introducing those products. So we wanted to introduce something special about Mangalore. And even Mangalore is known as now the ice cream capital of India.
It may not be 100% similar, but it is somewhere close to 90%, which you can see a lot of times nowadays, many people replicating in a package form also. In fact, I think Shetty Lanchom, one of their owners himself, is selling the paste, ideal as you said. And is that a good way to go around or do? I think that's the need of the hour, because you want to make something popular and accessible throughout India. I think that is one real way to make sure that it is popular, because you are from Delhi. When you go back, you may not end up taking ghee roast from Kundapur, but you can always take this paste and cook chicken in that, which can be similar. So similarly, I think ghee roast in an instant way is actually a way forward, but I don't know about the powders, but the paste is something which is closer towards the authenticity of it.
Ghee is not unhealthy thing. Ghee is very healthy actually. If you get into probably Ayurvedic and all, they say ghee is very good than your other oil consumption. So there's nothing wrong in having a ghee roast every day, because ghee gets into you.
It is not part of our daily cuisine, I'll tell you that for sure. For a very simple reason. Nobody is going to put so much ghee at home on a daily basis. You'll get cholesterol and you'll die. The amount of ghee that goes into a ghee roast is insane, and without that quantity of ghee, it's not going to taste the same. Like there's no way to make a healthy version of ghee roast. This is like an entire 200 grams in one dish is definitely not advisable.
That I agree. Ghee roast is not a dish that is to be eaten every day. First thing is the royalty of the thing. If you're going in a restaurant, if you're cooking at home, it's different. But I don't think so anybody will cook every day.
So that's what I tell people. I say you eat it as a cheat meal or you don't eat it at all, but don't ask anybody to make a healthy ghee roast for you, because then it's just a fried chicken. Yeah. There is nothing else to it. So
if you talk about ghee roast wherein the ghee is used in a lot of quantity, does it spoil health? Definitely it will spoil health, because not spoil health, it will be some kind of effect on your body, because it gives you heaviness to your body, right? But ghee has an ingredient is really good in terms of consumption, because it's one of the animal source of fat which is extracted out of milk, and if you see in Ayurveda, that has been consumed or given to those patients to clean the colon, right? That means it is very good digestive.
anything consumed too much is bad for you. So even if you have a ghee roast, you have it once a week, nothing will go wrong. You have it every day, then God save you. Because you will have cholesterol, you'll have a bad stomach. But then you cannot blame the dish. It is your urges, you couldn't control yourself and you ate it so much that gave you the health issue. But anything that you eat, in moderation, there is absolutely no this thing. I wouldn't say ghee roast is so healthy that eat it every day. Yeah. But it is not bad for you either. It is not made using any chemicals. There's no additives, there is no color, there is nothing that is bad for health in general. They are made using natural ingredients. It's a slow cooking method. So you eat it once in a while. Eat it as a treat for yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
You are not eating ghee roast on a daily basis. It's enjoyed once in a while.
The first ghee roast that I made for the first pop-up was like a 7-hour roast where we slow cooked the chicken in a lot of ghee and everything, and it took 7 hours and it literally took 7 seconds for people to finish it once it went to the table. And that's how that term ghee roast girl came along, because obviously if you're obsessed with something, that's all you talk about. And then people just started calling me ghee roast girl, and I was like, chalo, not a bad name.
Same thing. Or some Shetty is telling she's the queen of. I said, I'm not the queen. I need to give good ghee roast. I have that capability. I don't want, maybe today people want the labels. I don't want a label. My label is put out, Maharaja. Please come in.
We are least bothered about all those things, and we know exactly where we stand and what we cook and what we serve. Some people say in Bangalore that this is our say 160 years old chicken ghee roast recipe, when it is not actually. It was founded in 1957. We started our restaurant from Kundapur. The origin is from Kundapur. So many of our videos, we say it is from Kundapur. Yes, exactly, it is from Kundapur only. But family is Tejappa Shetty and Prabhavati Shetty. See, when her aunt, that is Hemalata Rai, was running a restaurant, it is the original one only, because she is a direct daughter of Tejappa Shetty only. Now, when they have given on release to somebody else, so they are not the originals. But when you go with the high expectation about a ghee roast, and when you go there and you eat, you feel okay, this is good. It's a sweeter version of ghee roast. It's sweeter. It's very sweet, honestly speaking, because there are some ingredients which they have added on, not the original. Because see, the ghee roast has been done by in Biadgi chilies. Biadgi chili with some other ingredients which I cannot disclose because that's our secret recipe. And there they use your Kashmiri chilies. So that's for color, and they might use some other ingredients. You can taste it, you'll know exactly where we stand and where they stand.
There is a difference. When you evaluate Kundapur to Mangalore is the 4.
Talking about originating of this ghee roast, it's once again it's a kind of a controversial and other thing kind of thing. And yes, of course, I can tell that it's from a part of Udupi and Dakshin Kannada. That I can clearly say that it's from this region only.
It was such a great creation that I think everybody now knows how obsessed everyone is, from Mangaloreans to non-Mangaloreans. Whoever comes here, ghee roast is on their bucket list. It's like number 1 on their bucket list at any given point.
Talking about Mangalorean cuisine, ghee roast is one of the dishes that is featured in the menu. You talk about Mangalorean or coastal Karnataka cuisine, ghee roast will be right up there. Very simple fact is because of the popularity. Now, how did this become a popular? It is definitely it's a right time that there was certain people who made sure that these dishes were covered.
Mangalore has given rise to a lot of dishes, but not, has put a lot of dishes on the culinary map. But ghee roast is one dish that has actually, been there on the culinary map, and I think it has to get a geographical indication in future. That's what I, hope for this dish.
Ghee roast is special for a very big reason is because it has brought that coastal Karnataka into the map of culinary. Now today, if someone wants to signify coastal Karnataka cuisine with a wider reach around the Indian culinary, it is because of ghee roast.
Your stress, your taste, and the ghee falls together and becomes a ghee roast.
That's the thing, right? Regardless of where it comes from and how it was made and everything, when a dish has such an impact on you, it is worth talking about, and it is worth documenting, and it is worth researching on.